Okay, I'm going to have Boo show you the Sil Lim Tao, the stretching Sil Lim Tao from the side, just to show you the range of motion for extension and retraction. Okay, anytime you're ready, Boo, begin. Notice how the arm went totally, completely out. It drops in a little bit because of the rotation. The hand will drop back. Joints lock as it extends out. The hand will be about the mouth, nose area in the center line. The elbow will come in tight. Coming back, the elbow drop. Now you only go forward as far as you can keep that elbow in. Notice how the elbow stays in, sort of to the body. The arm does not straighten out. This is an important aspect of this exercise in order to maximize the stretch. Nice tight rotation. I want you to really study that hand rotation so that you are able to copy that, because it is from the first action there's tension. You're drawing back your fingers as if you're going to touch your wrist, and then it rotates down very tight, tight, tight all the way around until it's back fairly vertical. Because I think this is the single most applied aspect of the form when you use it in trapping, and to being able to run the hand in tight circles, tight areas, so you don't have to use a lot or even medium range motion. So this makes it much more efficient. Notice up as high as you can into the armpit area. Hands will pull towards one another as they go into the back. Notice how they go out from the body rather than straight down. Notice how they're parallel to the body there. It's a rectangle just below eye level. Right over left. Notice the fingers are up. There's an angle upward, thrusting out. Notice how the wrists are high and extended. Far as you can, you're reaching across the body. Notice the hand is at an angle, fully extended. Notice the body is staying square to the direction it's facing. When you're doing this form, just try and be relaxed as you go through it without making a big thing out of it as far as any, we'll say, applied importance. A lot of people, when they practice forms, they think in terms of applied technique. Again, we only do the forms for exercise in order to really work with different potentials of our motion in technique, for instance, stretching or flow or power. But we do not practice any technique that comes out of the form itself. Although you'll notice different movements such as the Guang Sao or the Bang Sao, Tan Sao, you'll notice different arm positions, but they're not practiced for technique purposes. It's just part of the exercise. So as you see this flowing and specific actions, specific motions, try and follow them. Watch it carefully and follow them as exactly as you can. Because the benefit is in applying as much as possible the purpose for which you're doing the form at that time. In this case, we're doing it for stretching purposes, so we're pushing a little bit more, we're stretching a little more, we're a little more pronounced in the motion. There's a little more pause as we're aware of that stretch and strain. Whereas in flow, we're not, as you'll see when you do the flow itself. Notice he doesn't touch the body, he just comes back far enough so that he emphasizes the vertical hand position. Wrist is very pronounced. You notice the fingers pull back as if they're trying to touch the wrist forearm itself, lower forearm. Again, I underline and I really cannot reiterate enough the keeping of the elbow in. Don't extend the forearm out any further than you keep the elbow in, and nice tight rotation. The single most beneficial part of doing the Sil Lim Tao is the broader range of motion you will acquire on in-tight technique. And a lot of our technique, upper torso, upper perimeter technique, is pure arm movement. There's no body movement, so that we can really control the overall upper box, as we call it, the upper outer perimeter, which most of the technique takes place. Notice how the arm fully extends. There's no power in those as far as just fully stretching extension. Then straightening up.